My name is Jamie Bechtel. I'm co-founder and CEO of New Course, and we work with women to find solutions to the interconnected problems of poverty and environmental degradation. Eastern Kenya is renowned. So many people are familiar with the elephants and the black rhinos, the lions, all of which are under threat from poaching. National parks exist to protect those animals, but one of the big problems is that animals move out of the park between 40 and 60% of the time, where they're not protected. The Maasai live outside of Tsavo. They've owned the land for many, many years. They're very poor. They are herdsmen, and so historically they would migrate, but because of changing economic conditions and changing climatic conditions, they've become more sedentary. So they come into contact with the animals quite frequently. When the Maasai are able to provide for their families through their cattle ranching, through collecting goods and services such as water, food, medicine from nearby environmental sources, then they are wonderful stewards of the environment. They're very protective of the animals. But when they're not able to provide for their family, they're very similar to you or I, where they would do anything to protect their children. And so when other economic activities come into the area, such as poaching, they take those opportunities. When people become desperate, they do whatever they can to make the crops come in faster, to gain money by hunting elephants, rhinos. They don't farm effectively. When they do farm, they don't use water sustainably. They don't catch water. So they're just using their energy to survive day to day and not making the longer-term decisions that are important for their survival. The most exciting thing about the work that we do is by providing opportunities for the Maasai, particularly to women in the Maasai communities. We recognize what their needs are, we address those needs, help them to address those needs, and then they work with us to meet the needs that we're after, the protection of the environment. This year we're very excited to make a commitment working with the Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust and Empowered. Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust is a local organization that has worked for many years with the Maasai, and they're expanding their work with us to engage women systematically in this process. Empowered is a company that sells a Lucy light, and they have donated 500 Lucy lights to us to distribute to women in the communities to help them offset their living costs, to help bring down the health burden within the communities. 80% of what the nearby health centers see stem from indoor air pollution. And so we're hoping by alleviating the health burden and by helping financially with these households, women will be able to make more sustainable decisions for their families and for the environment. At New Course, we have what we call a research and development space, and we don't just distribute lights, we test different ways for distributing lights. When other organizations are conducting similar programs, they can learn from our experience. So we are testing 3 different models with the lights. Some women will be receiving lights and then incentives to make other green decisions within their household. Some women will be receiving many lights so that they can start small businesses selling these lights within the communities. And then the third set of women will receive lights and they'll take their savings and invest that in each other's small businesses. So there's 3 models, and we want to use data to be able to make good decisions here in the Tsavo, but good decisions everywhere else in the world.